So one of the things I really like to do when I go to the show is go to the side areas, not the big money booths where, there's lots of bling. These are the little startup guys. They've got 2 or 3 people working for them, and they're doing often really intriguing stuff that's got a lot of potential. Sometimes it's just crazy, and I wanted to show a few things that are here. I'm here with Jared Shipman from New York City. He has a really interesting company called Perch Interactive, and they do retail applications where it's actually embedded with the merchandise and using projection technology and sensing technology. So,
yeah, so I mean, the essence of what we're doing is making the sort of natural experience of interacting with a product, turning that into an interactive media experience. So here we see a bunch of shoes on a table. Even if you're not the type of person who goes to a touchscreen or does anything like that, you're attracted to the product. And here, if you pick up the product, we can sense that. And now you can see details, product reviews, photos, and videos. We can actually sense if you're just touching the product, if you pick up the product, or anywhere you touch on the table. So it's a fully multi-touch surface.
I was walking around this area and looking at the sign, and it says resizing LCDs, and I couldn't wrap my head around that. So I walked up and asked you, what do you guys do?
Just what you said. We resize LCDs, but it's not as obvious as it might think. We take a full-size standard liquid crystal display panel, and using the technology developed by our president, Larry Tannis, over here, actually cut it down to an arbitrary size and reseal it using a patented technique that ensures that the panel has the integrity and the characteristics of the original panel.
So I'm in the booth of Opticon, which does electronic shelf labels. Normally not something I'm all that interested in. I think it's great technology, but it doesn't have a lot to do with digital signage. However, there's a connection here. So Mike, maybe you can tell me about your part of the technology.
Sure, so what we have here are several different sizes of electronic shelf labels based on e-paper. They communicate bidirectionally over radios that we've installed, and you can control anything on these active matrix displays, from pricing, images, brands, anything you like, and you can control those from the back end. You can control them over the cloud with the Airvis software from enterprises and chains from a central headquarters.
So Opticon approached us and said, look, we have this amazing technology to make sure retailers can change pricing dynamically. Opticon needed a cloud enablement so that folks all around in corporate environments could actually change price, a lot of pricing and SKUs on a lot of tags. So we're basically cloud enabling Opticon.
So we basically have invented this double-side sensor. From a side, it looks at the screen and is able to detect what advertising is going on the screen. So for media buyer who buy advertising, so it says really what is going on the screen. So it is what we call proof of display, and is not done through watermarking, but is totally without watermarking, without fingerprint, but is pattern recognition.
So then the other piece of this, as I understand it, is much more the pattern detection that's doing audience counting and audience parsing, correct?
Exactly, and the same device we have integrated a micro camera, which is able to detect audience demographics, but not only who are looking to the screen and for how much time, but even other information like how they are dressed.
A big issue in digital signage is that it's silent. And according to a speaker in this show, you lose 80% of your effectiveness without sound. And the issue with sound is that one person's sound is another person's noise. And what we do is take the sound and send it to Wi-Fi to a smartphone, and you can either hold it to your ear or use an earbud, and that's how you hear your sound. We have multiple channels.
The thing that I immediately thought about was sports bars. I go into a sports bar and there's 5 hockey games on. We're Canadian. They've got the audio up on one game, but with this, if it's equipped in a bar, you can fire up your smartphone, put your earbuds in, and listen to the game that you want to listen to and watch it on the screen. So that's a few ideas of things that I found interesting on the show floor. The place is just shutting down now. I'll apologize in advance to all the different vendors out there who have equally interesting things. Just didn't have time to run around and shoot all of them. I'll leave that up to the Rave Pubs guys. Some of the stuff is goofy, but some of the stuff I think has some real potential, and it's just a piece of advice. When you come to the show, don't just go like a magnet to the big booths. Some of the more interesting things are off in the back and off to the side.